Zelina Vega just indirectly called out WWE, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's going on with The Rock, John Cena, and much more. Starting things off with an update from Zelina Vega and her way of pretty much indirectly calling out WWE. Zelina took to her Twitter this week to post a short and simple message. That message being that she misses having a microphone in her hand. This, of course, is an indirect way of Zelina calling out WWE, saying that it's been a long time since she's been allowed to speak on WWE television. And she's right. It's hard to even recall the last time Zelina even got a decent few minutes with a microphone. Talking has always been one of Zelina Vega's biggest skills, especially in her early WWE days, when she came in as a manager for Andrade. Zelina Vega constantly had a mic in her hand and was always going back and forth on the microphone with even the biggest male superstars in the company back then. And everyone was aware that Zelina was probably one of the best speakers in the company overall. And then when Santos and his faction was called up, it looked like the group was originally meant to be carried by Zelina's speaking skills as well. Zelina Vega handled all the talking when she was first paired with Santos Escobar on the main roster, and appeared to be back on pace to play a similar role in that faction to what she played with Andrade, always speaking and always having a microphone in her hand to talk on behalf of her clients and partners. But once Rey Mysterio joined the group and they morphed into the LWO, Zelina Vega's main manager and speaking roles for the group had pretty much completely vanished into barely anything. Zelina was still in a pretty prominent role as the only woman in the newly formed LWO faction, but her main role she was originally brought into the group for was no longer there. Rey took over all the talking roles for the faction. Zelina Vega did get some time to shine in the spring of 2023 during her feud with Rhea Ripley, but after that, in-ring opportunities and mic time have been extremely hard to come by for Zelina Vega, so you can definitely understand that frustration. And a few years back, it looked like another breakthrough storyline was potentially on the way for Zelina. SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis said that Zelina Vega could get more opportunities. She just has to prove that she deserves it. That's all he said, and Zelina Vega fired back with a lengthy social media promo and said that she'll constantly go to visit Nick's office every week until he had time to talk. So it seems like something was brewing there, but that ultimately led to nothing. And now you have Zelina Vega very softly and indirectly calling out the company on social media over her lack of promo time. So will anything stem from Zelina's tweet to get something going? Or will she be in the same sort of position? It doesn't seem like she has absolutely nothing to do right now. She's still a main member of the LWO. Rey Mysterio is just coming back, and they still need to get back Elektra Lopez as well, so she does have an active rival right now. It just looks like the only thing Zelina Vega is asking for right now is just to have some sort of amount of time on the microphone again. It's also been a pretty busy week for John Cena related news. We previously talked about the report earlier in the week that said a short role for John Cena at WrestleMania 40 was being worked on and in the plans for the show if Cena found the free time. Well, Cena dropped 2 teasers this week in multiple interviews that made it sound like he'll be there in some capacity. During his first interview with First Take, Cena said that when it comes to WrestleMania 40, he's hoping that he has the opportunity to put on his jorts and be a part of the event. And a few days later, during a Jimmy Fallon appearance, Cena went as far to flat out say that he'll be free during WrestleMania 40 weekend. So Cena's few remarks there in those interviews has fans discussing and buzzing about his appearance at WrestleMania. Is John Cena actually serious about being free and appearing at WrestleMania 40? Or is he just trolling a bit and using the headlines to promote WrestleMania itself? It honestly could be one of those two things, or maybe even both of those things at the same time. No one knows. Obviously, John Cena isn't on the card for WrestleMania 40 or being teased in any way for the show outside of his own comments. So if Cena does end up appearing on the show, it'll be an impromptu role of some sorts, most likely. There was recently some big news that came out that should have longtime fans of The Rock extremely excited. The Rock is reportedly set to bring back his concert for a segment on the March 15th edition of SmackDown. The Rock's concert was something that debuted several decades ago and was an instant hit. It was a segment that consists of The Rock sitting down in the middle of the ring with a guitar and a microphone. He'll sing a couple of songs full of disses aimed at his opponents, the fans, and pretty much whoever else he wants to include in them. It's something he did in his Hollywood Rock era and something he did in his early 2010s era as well. So it's been highly successful and has returned several times over the last few decades. Considering that The Rock is heel and his main opponents right now is Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, we can definitely expect the WWE fans, Cody and Seth, to be made fun of during this upcoming version of The Rock's concert. Despite the concert making several appearances throughout the last few decades, it's still an extremely rare segment to witness on WWE television. So it'll be great to see that segment here in 2024, especially given The Rock's current state as a character. The Rock was a babyface for his last concert before this one, so that heel status should switch things up a bit and give us something from him that we haven't seen in quite a long time. The topic and idea of Conor McGregor joining WWE has been a very popular topic amongst the fans and even superstars dating way back to 2016. That's the year that this topic really came to light, and it's occasionally popped up ever since. And with Conor McGregor's UFC career nearing the end, the topic of Conor switching over to WWE is once again building up, especially since Ronda Rousey has laid down the foundation for a UFC fighter to convert to pro wrestling and still have lots of success. In years past, especially in 2016, Conor was very dismissive about the idea ever working with WWE. He publicly called out their stars for being fake tough guys and how he really couldn't respect anything they do since it's all fake. That led to Roman Reigns and several other superstars calling out Conor McGregor and challenging him in the ring if he really thought it was fake. It was a very heated conversation going on there, but nothing ultimately came from it. Well, in a recent interview with Adam's Apple, Conor was asked for his updated opinion on joining WWE and working with them, and he said, quote, "You never know, let's see," end quote. So definitely a much different tone than what he was saying throughout the last few years. Fans and even superstars like Becky Lynch have said that Conor McGregor would easily be a big success in WWE for many different reasons. He'll already be coming in with a big name. He already has the character, demeanor, and swagger to him. He's a great trash talker that people easily gravitate to, and obviously a big match fighter. So he already has all the makings of a big WWE superstar. If he puts it all together and joins WWE, he can do what Ronda Rousey did, or maybe even take it to a higher level than Ronda. Who really knows? So that'll be interesting to see if that collaboration ever happens. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.